on the good morning. Actually, let's mute all the lines and then I'll get started with the formal instruction. Okay, once again, good morning. My name is Joshua Melitz. I'm the Western Florida Director of Jewish National Fund. And it is my pleasure to be the MC of today's dedication for the Bookbinder Family Foundation for the Center of Disability Inclusion in Palm Air Force Base with Special and Uniform. So we're all gathered here today. You got an email, you got a phone call, but I think there's another reason all came here today, and it comes in the form of a lesson, a daily lesson of little Yiddish, and that word is bashert. So that's the word for destiny. So I think that's also why we are gathered here today, and I believe it was bashert for us to come here to lead to this point. Several acts of destiny had to take place. First of all, Art and Sue meant to be together, that they found each other and built a love, built a life, and have found family and close ones to surround them. The second good fortune of Bashert was them introducing to Jewish National Fund. That we crossed paths here in Naples a number of years ago, and we attending our programs, learning more about how Jewish National Fund is building the land and people of Israel and strengthening the future for that region and everything throughout the world. And then third, that really brought us here today is the meeting with Tiran. They sat next to each other. We'll hear more about that meeting a little bit as well, but and Tiran being Tiranatia being the leader of the Special Uniform Program, which we're going to be once again hearing much more about today. So all the forces, cosmic and everything else that brought us here together today, we're just so grateful to have you with us on this call virtually, and will be recorded for those who weren't able to join us to watch at a later time. So we're here to celebrate the family and the loved ones and in the incredible work that is being done thanks to their generous support. So we unfortunately cannot be in Israel right now. Things are just starting to open up, and so it's wonderful to see that. But this morning we are bringing Israel to you, and it's our great pleasure to do that today. So I want to pass it now to my colleague Glenn Schwartz, who is the Executive Director, National Donor Relations at Jewish National Fund, to offer a few words and to continue with the rest of the program.
Hi, thanks, Josh. Thanks, you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you, Sue, for everything you do. I want to really just say something on behalf of Russell Robinson, our CEO of Jewish National Fund, who unfortunately, due to the passing of a dear friend, had to go to a funeral and was not able to join us here this morning. But he did send me some remarks, just a few comments that I wanted to read on his behalf. So Russell said that Sue Bookbinder has been faced with more adversity than most, yet she has chosen to make the world a better place. Sue's commitment to this important program at Special Uniform is proof of her passion, and we cannot say thank you enough for this incredible statement. Here at the Jewish National Fund USA, we talk a lot about being part of a family, and the Jewish National Fund family is better off by having Sue in it. So to learn more about Sue's commitment and passion, we're going to move straight to watch this wonderful, beautiful video presentation. So please take that away.
Good morning. My name is Susan Bookbinder, who you've already heard, and I'm thrilled to be here today. I would be more thrilled if I was in Israel talking and actually feeling all of you around me. But because of illness and COVID, it's just not meant to be. But we can make this as personal and as close as possible. In fact, I'm going to be very personal in my presentation today. I hope I'm not going to cry. Just say that. When my husband and I were married about 5 years, he went for his annual physical with the eye doctor because he wore contact lenses and he needed to have his prescription checked and stuff. So he was with the ophthalmologist. I was in the waiting room. He came out into the waiting room and he was crying. And my husband was 6'2", big, muscular, strong man. And all the years I knew him, he never cried. The reason he was crying, his doctor had unexpectedly said to him that he had a hereditary eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa. He said that Audie would lose his vision slowly and progressively, but definitely over the next 5 or 10 years, and he would eventually be totally blind. There was no treatment or cure for the condition, and Audie should just get his life together. Nice way for a doctor to end a conversation. Audie felt that since he was going to have to deal with blindness in his life, he wanted to learn as much as possible about the tools and products and services in the blindness field. And he had been working for a New York company that he loved. He'd started the company and he was going to stay with it for the rest of his life. He decided to leave his job, which he loved. And in fact, he got a job with a California company he had never heard of before, but it was renowned for selling and making products for the blind and visually impaired. A few years later, on the other side of the coin, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, unexpectedly also. And the doctor said, there's no treatment, there's no cure, get your act together. And you'll know in 5 years whether or not you're going to end up in a wheelchair. So the two of us had all this wonderful news, but we dealt with it. We both dealt with it because we knew we had to deal with it. Art miraculously was dealing with his blindness. However, Art was then diagnosed with colon cancer. And he had to go through surgery and chemotherapy and radiation. And not long after that, he was diagnosed again unexpectedly with lymphoma, and he had to go through chemo and radiation for that. All of this time, he's still working at the company in California. And then that transformed into large cell lymphoma of the liver and spleen. And then about a year or two later, melanoma. Melanoma is one of those real scary cancers that there's no treatment or cure for. And I guess because of life's challenges, Audie and I dealt with them and realized the thing for us to do was to pay it forward. If we were going to deal with our own challenges, we were going to ensure that people out there had less challenges than they had. Somehow we were going to help them deal with their challenges. At this point, we had both retired from our 2 careers, and we were living in Naples, Florida. Audie found out there was no place where a blind or visually impaired person could get services in Naples, Florida. So what does he do? He starts his own company. He started a lighthouse of Kaya in Kaya County, and it currently is servicing over 400 clients, all free of charge. And it's also given him great pleasure and great satisfaction. Funny that sometimes fate brings opportunity. Some of our surprises weren't so horrific as the ones I've talked about. This surprise came when we were attending a fundraising luncheon, and we were both seated next to Tehran, who you all know, Tehran Atiyah, the person who was the director of the Jewish National Fund's Special in Uniform. Both Audie and I were blown away hearing about this innovative program. Meanwhile, I was falling in love with Tehran, but you don't have to tell him that. The program itself got to our hearts, and we knew we had to do something with their program. And so we did. We gave whatever we could of our time and money. Before Audie passed away, because the melanoma had metastasized throughout his body, we received the JNF USA Tree of Life Award. And it was an amazing day, and it was a wonderful day, and it gave Audie a sense of pride and pleasure that he had made a difference in the world. A few days before he died, he asked me to promise him 2 things. First, that I would be strong, and second, that I would promise him that I would continue working on all the charities and all the charitable work we had begun, because he wanted me to see them to the end. How could I refuse my soulmate? So I joined the board of the JNF USA, one of the best things I've ever done. I had already fallen in love with Special in Uniform, and I realized the immense impact the program was having, not only on individuals with special needs and their families, but upon all of Israeli society. It was without an iota of doubt that the Bookbinder Family Foundation, which I started right after Artie passed away, decided to sponsor in its entirety the JFNF Training Center for Special Needs. I'm going to say this word wrong, Palmatian Air Force Base in Israel. And that decision has made me, and would have made my soulmate and late husband Artie, feel that our lives have been complete. Thank you for everything you're doing, not only for yourselves and for your families, but everyone that you come in contact with. I hope that a lot of those people will also become committed to ensuring that every person is judged not by their disabilities, but by their abilities. Thank you all very much.
My dearest Sue, this is a very, very special day in which we are inaugurating the vision of art. We see behind us the Special in Uniform Training Center, and we couldn't have done it without your amazing generosity. Welcome to the inauguration day of the Bookbinder Family Foundation of Special in Uniform Training Center. Today we are officially opening this building of inclusion. We see everywhere art, legacy. When I last met him several years ago, we talked about inclusion, and I'm so happy that his legacy is continuing in this place. I would like to introduce the commander of the base, Nir, in which is using this building side by side with all the soldiers in the base.
First, I would like to express my thanks for the contribution you have received from you and your family. This complex was a dream, and now it's a reality. Here we meet, we talk, we sit and think, and some of our new ideas already born here. We'll be happy to see you here. We have a great place to host you. Thank you, Sue.
And now, dear Sue, I wish that you were with us to make this cutting of the ribbon by yourself. I am a proxy of yours, so I'm permitting myself to give the first cut in behalf of the Bookbinder Foundation.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Now we are all invited inside. בואו נעלה למעלה. רועי. Dear Sue, this building is fully accessed. Due to your help and your friends, people with wheelchair, with every disability, can enjoy this amazing building. We cannot thank you enough for making Roi's dream come true.
My name is Susan Bookbinder, who you've already heard, and I'm thrilled to be here today. I would be more thrilled if I was in Israel talking and actually feeling all of you around me. But because of illness and COVID, it's just not meant to be. But we can make this as personal and as close as possible. I hope that a lot of those people will also become committed to ensuring that every person is judged not by their disabilities, but by their abilities. Thank you all very much.
In this building, just now, you saw so many of special in uniform soldiers working with one another, working with the other soldiers, working with pilots within this base. I'm so happy, and I really wish that you could have been here side by side with me. And I hope that now COVID is over, and you will be here and see for yourself the miracle that you just created. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your support, for the love of me, of special in uniform soldiers, And together with you, our friends and partners of the Jewish National Fund USA, we are creating a future for them. תודה רבה, and see you very, very soon here in Israel.
I think this is the cue. I'm speechless after everything that has been said today. I just was today at Palmachim Air Force Base to remind me the greatness of art, of the spirit of that place. And just in a brief about special uniform before we continue, for those who don't know what we are creating here. In Israel, we are making an impact of so many. In Israel, just the recent statistic of people with disabilities, we are above 1 million people with disability. And we decided to make a niche. From the age of 16 till 25, there is approximately 250,000 people with any kind of disability. So according to our power and according to our way of making impacts of so many, each individual is a full world, and each individual has a challenge, and it's not only him, it's also his parents, his siblings, and so many others. And when I say making an impact, and making an impact means that in a daily basis, especially in uniform, is doing so many things for those amazing boys and girls that the only thing that they want is to be part of, not be left alone, be included. And this is being done by very thorough work of our professionalists and all of those who are surrounding. But we cannot do it without the generosity of so many like Sue. And the place you just saw, it's a role model, state of the art of everything that can be even done. And it's not a typical army facility. It's much more than that. All the colors, all the joyful, you see the yellow in that compound. It's a very, very happy yellow, which means that we want all of them to be happy. The typical soldiers, especially in uniform soldiers, those who will be meeting their all with one another. We want, and we are making Israel a better place for people with special need to live in. And we, as I said, we couldn't have done it without the JNF, without Sue. And thank you so much for your love and passion for the state of Israel, especially in uniform, and also for me personally. You know that that's a mutual love. So, and when we met in November, last November, I talked with one of your friends, and I promised. He asked me, "Will you continue dealing with special in uniform since I think that you are going to business or whatsoever?" I heard the rumors, and I say, I am dedicated, and I'm going to continue dedicating my life to people with special need as long as I'm on my feet. This is my, I don't know, maybe when I talked out about the legacy of his and what he is wanting to live after he's gone, I think that this building has the spirit of art in so many ways. All the people that are entering this building, you can see the smile on their faces. You see that that place is a role model, as I said, for any creation, for anything of inclusion. So I can talk forever about special need and about special in uniform. Just a brief about numbers. And the real number of special in uniform now, that I just read the last reports, are 756. When we started with 40, no one gave us any kind of chance that we will reach 100. And when the JNF came and people like Sue and others, we knew that 100, it's only a number. And we are creating a new society of the State of Israel. And now recently we were invited to Mexico with our special in uniform band. And I know that everybody loves music, and we talked also about music with Art and Art and Sue. And we performed a band that just now came back from Mexico from a tour, and there was no one that was not excited. And the real crown of the jewel of our days is Yom Ha'atzmaut, that is recently just next week. And our special in uniform band is going to perform at the highlight of Erev Yom Ha'atzmaut in front of, I think that it will be 6 million viewers. This is the most rated show in the State of Israel, in which the president, the prime minister, and all of whom you can think of, and special in uniform band. And more than that, 50 soldiers of special in uniform are going to march on Mount Herzl at that day. It means that we are making an impact. It means that acknowledging people with special need, no matter what is their disability, we are talking about disregarding the disability. Let's focus on each one's ability. And this is what we are doing, trying to reach up or to climb up to the highest potential of each one of them. And I cannot end with a huge hug to you, Sue, to your friends, to all of those who are supporting and believing in me, and especially in uniform and in spirit of art, of making a legacy for so many, changing lives of so many. So for all of you, toda rabba for everything. Toda rabba for your love. And we know that we have a family. It's not friends. It's a family just across the ocean that will have us anytime. And as for you, you know that you are always, 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 all of you are welcomed in Israel, welcomed in our heart. And so you have a special place in my heart. So as if someone is a friend of yours, is also a friend of mine. So welcome to all of you. When you are here, just pick up the phone and see the miracle that you are creating by yourself. Toda rabba, and Am Yisrael Chai is always, always. Toda rabba.
Thank you so much, Tiran. Oh, no, that's wonderful. And to continue the thanks, you mentioned family. We have members of your family here. We have the Naples community family. We have disabilities task force that's focused lay leaders from across the country that focus on the issues of disability and special needs in Israel joining us. And of course, the whole Jewish National Fund family, on all their behalf, would like to present to you a special gift. So you begin to express our gratitude.
Can I open it?
Yes, please.
You're all going to see me cry now. You all have seen me cry before, and you're going to see me cry again. It's a picture of me. No,
It is a picture of the center.
Oh.
So there we go. Wonderful.
And it says, we need 30, the Bookbinder Family Foundation Special and Uniform Training Center. Got it, October 2021.
So just as we saw in the video, a center, and that can go right alongside the wonderful honors and appreciations over the years of all the wonderful generous support that you've given.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you're so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And so I'd
Thank
love
you,
to,
JNF family. Thank you.
if you'd like to
I'd
say
like to
a
say-
few words. to
No,
thank
no,
others.
I do. I do. Everybody can see it. And I didn't cry. I thought I was so good about that.
Yes.
I have
For now.
always wanted to leave a mark somehow of the bookbinders, not just Susan, but of the bookbinders. And I've joined an awful lot of boards and I've tried a lot of different charities. Nothing, I'm sorry, other people who are from representing other charities here, but nothing has touched me like Special in Uniform. And the fact that we did this, and we did it only with Audie's approval from above, who's already gone. It's beautiful, it's touching. It will always be my favorite. It's always going to be part of me. And I also will overcome my disabilities. And everybody in Special Uniform are so special. And everybody working in Special Uniform is so special. And I know they're going to make a difference for all of Israel. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah.
You're so welcome, of course. So at this time, we have again, all the different families that are joined with us on the call. You want to give an opportunity to share your own messages with Sue on this occasion. You can put something in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. And we want to hear from as many people that are willing that would like to speak. So please do go ahead and we'll put it together.
I would like very much to congratulate.
Yeah, please introduce yourself then when you speak.
My
Thank
name
you.
is Stuart Price. My name is Stuart Price, and I'm very proud of the fact that Bernie Lublin and we introduced Susan
Yes,
to
you did.
JNF and had our first meeting with Tehran
That's right.
at some country club restaurant a number of years ago, and it was fabulous. And we're very, Tehran is a wonderful guy. We've been invited to his house also.
Oh, shut up.
And by the way, my license plate on my car is Bashert.
Oh,
There you
Just
are.
wanted to- Yeah,
There you are.
so mazel tov, mazel tov. And wonderful.
you,
Thank you
Stephen.
so much for doing what you do for JNF and everything else that you do.
thank you.
No, of course.
Hi, it's Nina Paul. Susan, you are amazing. And I just want to say, I was tearing up the entire time. And Tiran, so nice to see you. I don't think that anybody who has witnessed a Special in Uniform induction has left without completely weeping and touched as you've been, as I've been, as so many. So I just wanted to say, Toda Rabah, thank you so much for your dedication. And I'm with you. I get it. And I hope all of you that are on today, this morning, whatever, will join us because it's an amazing, amazing program. And Tehran, Toda, really, for all that you do.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you.
Danina.
My name is Gary Kushner, and I have the privilege of chairing the JNF Task Force on Disabilities. Sue, to you and your family, Mazal Tov, Kol HaGavod. It is an amazing thing that you've done. Special Uniform is extraordinary, and everyone who's affiliated with it, starting with our dear, dear friend Tehran, is extraordinary. What you've done is a memory that will be there forever, and such an important contribution. So thank you on behalf of the task force. Thank you for all you're doing.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
So this is Yossi Kana, and my message. Hello, everyone. And I just want to say that, in Israel, a few decades ago, people with disabilities were thrown to a very neglected place and were like second-hand investments because people thought, why should we invest in people with special needs? What you are doing, you're changing the whole concept. No more second-hand for people with special needs. You build the most beautiful, colorful Tiran center, and the pilot and the special needs child are sitting next to each other, showing the dignity and respect and welcoming and inclusion. And this is a very big statement that I wish all over the world will see it, will know that in Israel, we are celebrating inclusion, respect to the people, because everyone was born by the image of God and everyone should be deserved. So thank you, Kol HaKavod, to your so brilliant investments and doing such a big difference in behalf of your family foundation. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank
We love
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to say something. My name is Lynn Miriam.
Where is she?
The camera's
Okay.
off. We can hear you
Okay,
just
yeah,
fine.
right. She's the one in bed.
Well, my camera's off, Lynn Miriam, because I'm recovering from surgery, but everything that everybody has said, Sue, is so important. But I just wanted to say something on a personal note. You know, my heart is with Special and Uniform. And when you meet someone who feels just like you do, it's an immediate bond between you as a friendship. And I remember someone saying to me a while ago, I mean, I didn't realize you had all these other connections, but why don't you give Sue Bookbinder a call and talk to her about Special and Uniform, because you love it so, and she seems to be so interested. But thank you so much for just an amazing, amazing building that will enable the Special and Uniform soldiers to move to a higher plane and for Tehran to work with them. What you have done is just phenomenal. So thank you. And thank you for being my friend. I thank you for that.
And Lynn, hurry up and get all better and out of that bed.
I
I'll be
will.
checking in.
Well,
And Cheryl wants to say something.
I want to say a quick thing too. Hi, Sue. I'm going to compete with you for hugs from you and then maybe Tehran. I'm
Stay
in New
away
York.
from Tehran. No,
Well,
Cheryl.
Well, we got a few here, but I'm one of the fortunate people and I look like a wreck. I broke my wrist. It's a whole long story. I'm fine. There's worse stories to tell. But that said, no makeup. But I do want to say that I was very, very fortunate in crazy life circumstances to meet Tehran and Special in Uniform at their very first ceremony during Operation Edge in 2014. And at the time, you know, it was a big dream. And a few of us from JNF were there in solidarity and support of what was going on in the world and mostly Israel. And so to see from an idea and Tehran's energy and the energy of many others, that you've done what you and your husband have done, it's overwhelming and healing and life affirming. So I am thrilled to meet you on a Zoom, no makeup, but the tears are coming. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And I look forward, I hope we can meet maybe in October at the conference, or maybe, you know, Lynn, when she's walking or somewhere, we'll drag Tehran and have a hug-a-thon. But thank you so much for that.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheryl, you don't need makeup to be beautiful.
He's the best, right? There's nobody like him.
He knows. But thank you, really. This is overwhelming. I needed a boost today, and you and your family have given me that boost. So thank you very, very much.
That is beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello, my name is Trudy Weisberg, and I am fortunate enough to have Sue be a very, very close friend, and Artie too. And the person you see today is so authentic that all of this comes from her heart and from Artie's heart. They are so positive, so upbeat. It is amazing given all of what they've had and all the challenges that they've had in their lives. And when Susan says they truly want to make other people's lives better, it is their guiding principle. I think this is what Artie and Sue live by. And when they amassed enough dollars to be able to give monetarily, it brought them great joy. And I see the joy that it is bringing others. So thank you, Sue, for your friendship. Thank you for being the beautiful person you are and for the beautiful partnership you had with Artie.
Can I have a hug? You can't hug over Zoom. Huh?
That's the one thing I haven't been up yet. Yes.
Thank you.
I saw Nancy Kahn raised her hand. Yes, in the corner here. But you're still muted though.
Nancy, you're muted.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, sorry. I too am a close, longtime friend of Susan's and Artie's. We met 22 years ago and became instant friends, both our husbands and ourselves and as couples. And it has been so exciting to watch Susan learn about JNF and what they do and first become involved with Special in Uniform and seeing her interest and her compassion grow and watching her be able to make such a meaningful contribution has been just heartwarming for me and for Susan. And I am so fortunate to be such good friends with her. And this has been a beautiful tribute to a beautiful person. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. My friend Wendy.
Yes, Wendy. So unmute first.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I'm Wendy Richmond. I think I mean, there's a couple people on the call that may have known Artie even longer than I have, but we met 55 years ago in New York. So when I
Oh, we
worked
were young
together,
and foolish. I remember those days.
yeah, we worked together. We knew Artie when he was still sighted. And he even played my husband's poker game. We've been friends for that many years, and so I really feel. I mean, Artie is just, he's watching this, Sue. I mean, he knows, and you're amazing. And I'm going to cry now, so I'm sorry. No, I'm going to stop crying. But what you've done with Special in Uniform, with JNF, with everything that you've done, you're an amazing, amazing person, and I'm so proud to be your friend.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, by the way,
Go
one
ahead.
more thing. One more
Oh,
thing.
yes.
You may not, we went to Israel together
That's right. That's right.
about 10, 12 years ago.
Right. And it was wonderful. And we said we'll be back, remember?
Yeah, we did. And we were there for 2 weeks. We had a wonderful visit. It was all of our first times there, I think.
Yes.
And it was an amazing, amazing trip. My husband keeps saying we got to go back. So we will.
Take the plane tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we might.
After what we just saw, absolutely. Well, we all want to
I
have
promise to keep Israel strong as long as I wait.
Absolutely.
You got
So
it.
Scott, go ahead, unmute.
Oh,
You're next. Yeah.
thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Scott.
Hello, I'm Scott from the Lighthouse of Collier. And first of all, let's go to Israel. So
Yes.
let's
When? Thursday? I'm free.
let's go. Let's plan a trip. I have a story about art. I was fortunate enough to interview about 5 years ago with the Lighthouse. And I remember the day. You know, I've had a successful career, at least in my opinion. And this was something I was looking at a late stage of my career. And I walked into this small meeting room, and there was a gentleman there. He had a hat on, and he had a way of seeing, even though he couldn't see. He could feel and understand the situation. And he asked questions that were so appropriate. You know, I kind of fell in love with Lighthouse at that time. And, you know, I always remember that day. I'm also fortunate because I get to see Sue very often. We work side by side with the Lighthouse. And I'm not surprised today when the Bookbinder set their mind to something. They don't do it I can say it, half-assed. They, they put their heart into it and they make it count. So congratulations to Sue and to the Jewish National Fund. It was great to see it, but we're going to come see it in person. I'm grabbing Sue soon and we're going to come see you.
All of us. You're going to take all of us, right, Scott?
Well, at least you. At least you.
We'll start with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much.
Can I say one more?
Yes, of course. Of course.
I hope I didn't slight the lighthouse when I said that I loved special uniform more than anything else. I feel like I had two children, and you can't, which one do you like better? You can't say which one you like better, because I love Lighthouse of Kalia. And Artie founded Lighthouse of Kalia, and he will ever tell me I have to love Lighthouse of Kalia.
You don't have to say anymore.
But there's only two children, and so I don't mind sharing my love. I want to say one last thing about special and uniform. I've zoomed in to graduations, and if you want to really understand the impact, watching a graduation with the parents behind their child crying out of joy and out of amazement, because think about having a child who's very disabled, totally blind, deaf, cerebral palsy, in wheelchairs, and thinking to yourself, for many, many years, I'm going to have to take care of him for the rest of my life. And there's nothing that he's going to be able to do in Israel. And seeing how happy they are that their kids are in those ugly green uniforms, but that they're in the army. And it's such a blessing. And knowing that when they get out of the army, they're going to be placed in jobs where they can have a meaningful life and make an impact in Israel is, I think, the most thrilling thing about the whole program. And thank you all so much for being here and being with me always as we all go through this together. I love you. I don't just love special uniform. I love all my friends and family too. And oh, I forgot about name Naples Community. I forgot that. Another charity. Never mind.
Again, you can't choose. Exactly right. There's nothing. We're that's why we're all here, because you've touched so many different groups, so many different lives, and so we're just the hosts today. But of course, everything you and Artie have touched is amazing. I'm going to say closing words. I'll give you a chance. You got some private messages. So I want you to read them because they were sent privately. I won't say who they are, but you should have a chance to read them while I bring the program to a close. Once again, I want to thank all of you for being with us here today for the program, months, years in the making, and to have this, to be with us on this day. Thank you to the colleagues to help with this program as well, to help make it happen. And wanted to close with a quote from Viktor Frankl, who is actually fitting for, we're commemorating Yom HaShoah this evening, the Holocaust Remembrance. Yes. And he was a survivor who became one of the founders of psychological humanism, positive psychology. And one of the sentiments that he shared, and this is the quote, that our greatest freedom is the freedom to choose our attitude. And we've seen that so many times in Art and Sue's life that we've heard today, that facing challenges and the challenges faced by the special uniform, the community of special needs, both in Israel and abroad, and that no matter whatever is faced, you have the power to choose your attitude. You have that freedom. And that opportunity to do so. And I think today is a really such a well demonstration of that. And so I wanted to just say from myself, and again on behalf of Jewish National Fund Special Uniform and all the family friends gathered here today.
Thanks again, Sue. We all appreciate it. That's lovely.
I know that voice too, Bernie.
There you go.
So good to see your face.
Nice to see you, Sue. We love you.
I love you back.
Good seeing you.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm sure I have a chance to read some
Thank
of
you,
these.
Sue. Thank you for everything. Toda raba. Thank you all.
I'm going to see you
See you
soon,
soon in
Tehran, one way or
Dubai.
the other.
I'm going to come in July, so spare a day.